Hello once more. You're welcome to the Contrary Future. Jim Hartnett here with you. And I'm sorry you haven't been around for the last few weeks for Plant of the Week, but unfortunately life got in the way. So here I am again, and we're going to have a Plant of the Week, I hope every week from now on. That's the plan anyway. This week we're going to come back with a plant called Ugni molinae, U-G-A-N-I. A molinae, as I've tired of saying to you, the species name comes usually as an either a descriptor, or it comes from the name of the person who maybe found or cultivated the plant first, and this is true on this occasion also. It comes from a guy called Juan Milona, who was a Jesuit priest who first discovered the plant and labelled it and named it and did the initial investigation into what the plant is and where it grows, its habitat and all that. So, and he found it when he went to South America as a missionary, and it is a native to South America, particularly to Chile and Argentina. So it's not a native to Ireland, but like lots and lots of plants, they like our climate. We mightn't like it at times, although today is a particularly beautiful day. It's cold, but it's beautiful and bright, and it really is a lovely day to go for a walk or go walk around the garden if you can. But plants love our climate, and Ugni molinae is one of them. It is a member of the Myrtaceae family, and a common trait of the Myrtaceae family, or myrtle family, which is where the common name for this plant comes from, is strawberry myrtle. It's sometimes called the guava, the Chilean guava, and guava is also in the Myrtaceae family. The most common plant that you probably know is in Myrtaceae family is eucalyptus. So the plants in that family typically have a very oily leaf, and that's true of if you crunch the leaf of a eucalyptus, you'll get an oil from it. Your fingers will become a little bit oily and scented, and that's typical of the Myrtaceae plant family. And Ugni molinae is in that plant family. The interesting thing about it is that it produces fruit that are edible. When I saw it a few weeks ago, when I spotted it in the garden, I was at my own job, and then I walked over to the plant and I picked up a fruit, and I tasted it. It didn't actually taste that bad, to be fair. It wasn't ripe though. It wasn't ready for eating, so it was a bit bitter. But the person that owned the plant said, "Geez, I've always told my children never to touch that in case it's poisonous." And I said, "No, it's not poisonous at all, Tal. Now, I'm not advocating that you pick every berry off a tree and try every one of them, because some of them are indeed poisonous. But Ugni molinae produces a fruit this time of the year that when it's ripe is really quite sweet. Tastes vaguely of strawberry, and is actually quite nice, because I've been in that garden since, and I've had them. So it is quite nice. It's not a commercial crop, although I did read somewhere that somewhere in the Caribbean, the plant was taken by the Victorians, who discovered it first, or who brought it to Europe first, planted it in the Caribbean, and it became an invasive species. And we see this happening so often, which is why you should never take a plant that you don't know anything about and stick it in your garden. It might look lovely where it is, but all of a sudden you find you've got a one plant garden, and this has happened. I mean, we know the problems are in Kerry with Rhododendron ponticum, and not just in Kerry, all over Ireland. They're brought in, looks beautiful, spectacular when it's in flower, but invasive and takes over. So Ugni molinae, Myrtaceae family, common name strawberry myrtle, or the Chilean guava. In our climate, it will, in its native habitat, grow to about 6 feet, 170, 180 centimetres. In our climate, it's a bit smaller. It will stay a bit smaller, maybe 50, 60 centimetres, still big enough for it to have an effect. And it is a lovely, really dense plant with small oval-shaped evergreen, shiny evergreen leaves. And then you have the fruit afterwards. So if you can get hold of it, try your garden centres, try plant centres. Try online and see if you can get it. You could of course grow it in a pot. It'll tolerate most soils, prefers a slightly acidic soil, is not fussy as to the aspect of where it grows, but it doesn't like to be exposed. So anywhere that's windy, or actually somewhere that you probably couldn't plant it, is down the side of your house by a gateway, because you might have wind cutting through there. So be careful of the situation that you put your plant into, because you have just bought it, you've spent money, you want to get many years out of it. So that's it. That's another plant for this week. My name is Jim. This was the Contrary Fuchsia, and I'll see you at the next plant of the week.